Thank everybody for making this game possible. It takes a lot of people. It takes a huge village. And it takes about 8 months to plan this game. So I want to thank everybody for making this day happen. This has always been a part of my vision when I got hired here, was to do a few things each year for the community with our home schedule. And it's gone from 500 kids, I think in my second season, to now well over 2,000 almost annually. And we can't do that with just that one person, so it takes a lot of people. The other factors for me are, I want our ladies to have a home court advantage opportunity like this as often as we can. I wish we had this every game for them. It's so motivating. But then the other thing, I think we need to do our best to help the young people in this community. I mean, my children are young. We're in the community a lot now, so I see a lot of different things in this area, and just for these kids to be here and see a college basketball game, maybe it was their first, might be their last. If they learned work ethic, teamwork, maybe they fell in love with basketball today, maybe they didn't. If we reached one kid today, I think it's been a huge success. We have that same approach with our camp. So today is one of my favorite days. It's also very motivating. So I appreciate everybody who made this happen.
And getting to the game, and this question is for both of you, like, especially with Angelina not playing a lot last year and being such an important part of the rotation now, can you both kind of talk about your perspectives on what those conversations were like going into camp this year, going into off-season workouts?
Well, my teammates and coaches definitely got me some more confidence this year, and definitely wanted to be a bigger contributor this year. We knew we could have done better from last year, so definitely like starting stronger and then continuing that throughout the season. That's kind of been a goal, I think, all around.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like Angelina's been amazing since she stepped foot on campus. For her to do what she did last year, to come to Radford as a walk-on, and to be as talented as she is, and accept that role last year, and then be able to put her on scholarship was one of the easiest decisions I've ever had to make. She's a great player. I think we saw that today, and she's going to be exceptional. I don't think she knows how good she's going to be. But she worked really hard every day. She's very coachable, and she was a major difference maker. At times, I think she was the best player on the floor. And that's a credit to you and the difference that you made. I mean, 23 points off the bench today it's a huge thing. So you're starting to see what Angelina's all about, which I'm really excited about.
And speaking of scoring off the bench, both your leading scorers off the bench today, Kate as well. And what does it say to the depth of this team? I know we talk about it a lot, but now we're really starting to see it play. What is that conversation like with the rest of the coaches? Like, is it just like, this is kind of easy?
Well, I don't know. It's a challenge, to be honest with you. It's a luxury, but it's a challenge. I have a lot of really good players that are competitors and want to play. I love our depth. This might be the deepest team I've had since I've been here, but it's going to demand some sacrifice. And it might be certain people, certain games. I think the group that came off the bench today was terrific. With Kate and Angelina come off the bench and get 39 points off the bench, I think that says a lot about our team. And we're still trying to figure out what's going to work. And our team probably needs to have more conversations about that. As long as we'll stay about each other and we'll sacrifice and we'll celebrate each other, I'm pretty fired up about this journey with this group. But we got to stay together, and we have to be aligned, and we have to want to do this the right way for each other.
And for Angelina, you and Ellie both had really big AM1s down the stretch. And what does that mean to you guys, obviously, especially at that point in the game when it's close and it's actually starting to come down to the wire?
I think a big part of it is being able to bring a spark or bring some energy. Sometimes that's all it is. Shots will drop, but being able to kind of contribute, even if it's not points. I mean, they were luckily dropping at the end, but just that energy, especially Ellie, she's a huge energy contributor, and I think that really got all five on the court going, along with the bench. Like, she knows how to get the team together, so.
And looking forward to, like, what are you looking for this team to do, especially as we get deeper in our conference play? Like you said, we're still looking at different lineups. We're still experimenting with depth. Like, what are you looking at on the court? What are you seeing?
Well, this is a busy month. I guess we still have, 6 more games this month? That's a lot. So we've got to maximize days, is what I would say. We've got to find little ways to get better. We're such in a game prep heavy kind of mode. It's hard to turn it back and really focus on a lot about ourselves a lot. if we can find little ways to just keep getting better, I think that's going to be huge. Whether it's in the weight room or film, 20-minute shooting session, when we practice for an hour and a half, we've got to continue to find simple ways to get better because a long time ago, simple is brilliant sometimes. And you got to find those moments and be better with it.
And this one also for both of you. Like we talked about the depth of this team, but let's look at the youth of the team, right? Adeline's a redshirt sophomore, Angelina's a sophomore, Georgia and Cherish are both freshmen. Can you kind of talk about how important this type of game is for them? Like when you start slow and you rally in the second half and you make those big shots down the stretch. How important is that for the development of all these players?
Oh, it's huge. I think the mental makeup of this team is very different than what I've had in the last 3 or 4 years. And Angelina kind of alluded to it, but this group wants to win. This group talks about winning. You might say, well, why don't every team do that? But you'll be shocked how much that doesn't happen. But I think this team wants to win and wants to have a great season. And I think the new players that have come into the program have helped kind of build a winning mindset, more of a selfless attitude. And I think our returning players, I think unfortunately, have learned some hard lessons that I think will help us turn the corner. You're losing multiple games by 1 or 2 possessions last year in overtime. That kind of stings all off season, to be honest. So I think they've come in with a different approach since summer school. And I think you see a difference. So that's got to continue to drive us, and we were able to pull away. And I think that was a lesson we learned last year. We didn't put people away. In the second half, we did today. So that's, I don't know, they get me fired up just thinking about it. So I'm excited about their future.
And speaking of putting them away, you guys closed it out at the line tonight,
Yeah.
which I'm sure is a sweet feeling after Wake.
Yes.
Can you kind of talk about, was there a message about that in meetings? Was there a message about that in practice or in the pregame today? Or was it just get out there and take care of business?
To be honest, the situation with the free throws has been the opposite. It's been the defensive end. I think we have a team that can get to the free throw line offensively, but I'm looking at the other side, and Loyola only shoots 3 free throws. To me, that's the difference in the game. And we're +9, right? Yeah, we made 12. They made 2. Well, we +10, so we won by 9. When you look at the 2 P4 games, those teams shot 60 free throws. All right, if we cut those in half at Wake, we'd probably upset Wake Forest. So to me, it's the defensive discipline. But I think we have a team offensively that is willing to attack and will draw fouls. I do think we're better shooters than what we're showing at the free throw line. We just need to relax our minds a little bit and just have fun shooting free throws. So I don't talk a whole lot about that. Maybe I do with you, I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry. But we'll continue to work at 19 attempts is pretty good.
I guess, Coach, early on in the game, you guys were kind of struggling for 3. How do you develop the mental toughness to say, okay, we're getting open shots still, we got to keep taking those?
Well, I thought that was the encouraging part. I thought defensively at halftime we were okay, then we had 24 points. I think the biggest adjustment was just trying to get more half-court pace. I thought we settled for too many threes. I think at halftime we took 29 shots and 20 were threes. That ratio is probably a little bit too much. I think a lot of it is determined by the paint. We talked about getting a piece of the paint a little bit more. That was one of the keys to win that Coach Jess gave us. I thought the second half the ball was getting to the paint a little bit more. So I think that helped with the quality of our shots and forced them to help defensively a little bit more.
One more question for you. What has the message been on defense? Causing 27 turnovers, 18 steals, multiple shot clock violations. What's kind of been the message in practice and preparing out for this game?
I don't know. I think as simple as it sounds, I think the 2-day prep helped us. I think this team was a little more confident. We had a couple of days to really narrow our focus and dial in on 3 or 4 things. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I think that helps us a lot. They were fantastic with the defensive game plan. We knew we had to protect the paint. We knew they had 2 good post players. I think as we move forward, as long as we'll defend without fouling, and we have high-level discipline, and once we get a little more confident and fluid offensively, I think this team's going to continue to improve. So that's exciting.
Awesome. I think we're good.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Angelina.